Subscribe now. Press the bell icon, never miss an update. If you like videos, please like and share your friends and family.
Good morning all, Mrunmayi Joshi here. In today's English grammar session, we are going to learn more about interrogative sentences and their use in present tense. नमस्कार, मी मृण्मयी जोशी बोलते आहे. आजच्या आपल्या इंग्लिश व्याकरणाच्या पाठात आपण प्रश्नार्थक वाक्ये आणि वर्तमान काळात ती कशी वापरली जातात ते पाहणार आहोत. Just to revise, in last session we saw that sentences that ask questions are called interrogative sentences. We saw two types of interrogative sentences. First was the yes-no questions, that type, and the second was the sentences which use question words or WH words like where, whom, etc. So, to sum up, there are two types of interrogative sentences. One is yes-no type, and the second one is the sentences which use WH or the question words. So let's take an example. You have put the plants on the terrace. So how do you make an interrogative sentence out of it? You will put it like this: have you put the plants on the terrace? And question mark. So this was a interrogative sentence. Now today we will see how to convert sentences that are in simple present tense to interrogative sentences. म्हणजेच साध्या वर्तमान काळातली जी वाक्य आहेत त्यांचं आपण प्रश्नार्थक वाक्यात रूपांतरण कसं करायचं ते बघणार आहोत. So in simple present tense, while forming a sentence, what we can say, the type is do or does, DOES, plus subject plus base form of the verb. So how to make interrogative sentence in simple present tense? It is do or does plus subject plus base form of the verb. So normally in simple present tense, interrogative sentences are of the form yes-no type. Let's take an example. Let's take a plain sentence in simple present tense. He goes to the park every day. So what would be the how do we convert it to interrogative? It will be do or does. So here we take does plus subject. Subject is he. Does he go to the park every day? And question mark. So now when I say that we have to use do or does while forming interrogative sentences in simple present tense, let us discuss the rules that are there for that. Now this do changes according to the person and number. Now do is normally used with personal pronouns I, we, you, they, these or those. So please keep in mind, while you are converting a sentence which is in simple present tense to an interrogative sentence, if you are using do, you have to use it with personal pronouns I, we, you, they. Okay, now do is an action word and normally it goes with plural nouns. So let me explain that part. So the question interrogative sentence would be, do you respect your teachers? So here teachers is a plural noun. So while framing a question you have to use verb do. Okay, now let's come to the does. How do you use does? DOES. Now, does is actually third person singular of the verb to do. Okay. And we normally use it with personal pronouns he, she, it. That is normally with third person, or pronouns like this and that. Plus, we have to keep in mind that does is used with singular nouns. So it would be, does she respect her teacher? Okay, that type. So this was the conversion, some rules you have to keep in mind while doing conversion and while using do and does while forming interrogative sentence in simple present tense. Now there are certain don'ts as we call, म्हणजे हे असं कधी करू नका. हे हे जसं आपण म्हणतो ते इन इंग्लिश वी से देर आर सर्टन डोंट्स. सो do not do these things. So there are 2-3 things which you shouldn't do while changing any sentence which is in simple present tense in interrogative sentence. So first is, the first don't do this is, does is never used with I, we, you, they. Now let's take an example so it becomes clear. So you never say I does work. Okay, so does will never go with I, we, you or they. So if you make sentence I does work, we does work, you does work, they does work, so that is wrong. So first rule is never use does, DOES, with I, we, you or they. The second rule as such is never add S to the main verb while using do or does. So it should always be, I'll take an example, do you walk to school is the correct sentence. Do you walks to school is wrong or incorrect sentence. So what is the rule? Never add S to the main verb while using do or does. And the third rule as such is don't use do or does with verb to be. To be म्हणजे असणे. So when I form a sentence with first person singular, I am good. So how do you make interrogative sentence out of it? Am I good? Question mark. So you never say do I am good or does I am good? Question mark. So this is incorrect. So these were just few rules or few don'ts that you have to keep in mind while translating sentence to interrogative sentence, when especially it is in simple present tense. So today, to sum up, we have seen how to convert sentences to interrogative sentences when the tense is simple present tense. Okay, I hope I have given ample examples to explain my point. So in case you have any difficulty, especially while making interrogative sentences, do come with your doubts. So that is all for today's English grammar session. Thank you. Have a nice day. Dhanyavad.